go. Alright, guys, what's going on? It is currently, as you can see, well, today's the 14th of February, Valentine's Day, actually. Let's go over this week, guys. This was a really good week on the new account. Initially, I think, kind of like...
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first.
Okay, Siri. Anyways, took some, like, obviously, like, a BS trade just so I could get my account back to break even, because I was already down 1,000 on the original account, and I was just like, honestly, I'd rather get it to break even, because if you start getting on a win streak, and you make 1,000 on a week, you're just gonna be breaking even on account. And I wasn't like, now I gotta make $4 grand to pass this account. So I was like, all right, either I pass or I get back to breaking even, or I end up failing the account. So I ended up failing the account on Sunday to trading or actually like Monday pre-market, just taking like a scalp. And I was like, all right, that's fine. I got a free reset. Time to lock in, which I was locked in this week. I had 3 wins, 1 break even, and 1 loss. And the loss was honestly not that bad of a loss, but definitely something I could have worked on, and we'll go over it. Maybe I couldn't have, maybe on some hindsight shit, I couldn't really do much about it. And then break even, that could have been a win, so I could have even paid like a $1,500 week, honestly, or $2,000 week if I was like really like my 100, because you could always look for improvement. Like some days you could have avoided losses, some days you could have profited on more losses, some days you could have made better decisions. But yeah, let's get straight into it. Monday, I had a pretty bullish bias, so I was looking for longs, like us to just get into some of these levels and then potentially just push up. Upon market open, we didn't get much. Took out this low, tapped this 15. I believe we're under a 4-hour, 1 hour, and just a bunch of other levels. So at this point, I'm really looking for longs, obviously, but we're just gonna see what it gives us. We got this. Some people took this, and I thought this was just a sloppy trade. As you can see, this inversion just wasn't good. The delivery, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles. If you enter this, I mean, you probably banked on it, but I wouldn't, suggest this type of trade. But everyone's different, so I'm really not tripping about it. What's the call it? Okay. At this point, these Asia highs from Sunday, very obtainable. I really want to see it hit that level. I believe I sold because on fucking, excuse my language, on this pair, which is, yes, I believe we took out that high first, so I ended up selling. I think that might have been another trade, but the reasoning for this trade is we had this, I hate this. Okay, Tuesday, Monday. We had basically all this low resistance right here, all these draws that were just getting run through. So I was like, honestly, I'm looking for continuation. This 5-minute was right here, but the reason I took this 5-minute, so clean, so strong. We had this 15-minute that we're also drawing towards, so this was a good break-even point. But I broke even at this swing high right here. So the highest time frame inversion was a 3-minute. Yes and no. I'll show you right here, like what I mean by this. We had this crazy 3-minute strong close right here, as you can see. Boom. Literally beautiful, beautiful. Turns out there's a 5-minute, but even if I saw this 5-minute, I would have taken it. Only reason being, this 5-minute is tiny. It's like a baby. Look at this. So small. Sometimes whenever like the draw is so clear, your discretion has to play in, and even if you wait for that 5-minute, it would have still like hit. But regardless, that 3-minute was so strong, and we're already displaced way past it. You know what I mean? It's like us displacing past a 4-hour by like 50 points or like however many points. You're not gonna like still think longs just because it hasn't closed. You know what I mean? Like we're already displacing past these levels. Like we're running. The draw is clear. Like we're aiming for Asia. We have a 15-minute right here that we're drawing towards. We don't have any 1 hours like next to us, or there's nothing really like solidifying that we're gonna reverse off of certain levels. So realistically, it makes no sense why we want to like not long. Like we're already displacing past this 1 hour right here. There's no reason I should be shorting or looking for shorts until like maybe we take out this high. But at this point, market's gonna slow down and whatnot. But that's that trade. Let's go to Tuesday. That was a bank. It was a 1 to 1.2, 1.3. I think that was a day where like I accidentally took my because I was gonna aim a little higher because I was very confident in it, and I took my accidentally took like my initial like TP like for me to TP and like get out of the trade. I was like, oh shoot, I need to put another TP. And if you know how topside works, you drag the break even point and then drag your new TP, and it just instantly took me out for 414. I could have made a little like 500 on this trade, but I mean nothing to really trip about. You know, happens. Just learn from it. I was a little annoyed, but yeah, we didn't have any 15s, and this 15 was all the way right here. We already tested it. I didn't really see us a reason for us to just go back to this level. Like, it just made no sense. Tuesday, beautiful trade. This one was amazing. We took a loss and a win. Going into market, we had a liquidity sweep and then dipped into a 4-hour, 1-hour intermediate low. Then we got a 1-minute inversion. Didn't feel strongly about it, and because we had another level that we could have dipped into. So let me explain this real quick. A lot of times, price wants to be very exact with its precision, and what I mean by that is, let's say we sweep out liquidity, right? Boom, we took out liquidity. Oh, nice. We got a 1 minute. We're on a 4-hour. Oh my gosh, guys, let's take longs. Let's take longs. No, this is how you get messed up in the market, taking pattern trades like this. It was a decent trade, but not A+. Reason being is we have this 15-minute. I'm going to mark it out the start of it. Boom, right there from the previous day. Boom, that's the lowest point we got to. A lot of times price wants to get exact. If we start displacing past this level, I'm definitely looking to stay out more off the markets unless we get better structure, but this was really good structure. The fact that this is the lowest point that we got to, the 15 under lines under a 1 hour or 4 hour. So you're probably wondering, how did you enter? Dude, how did you enter? You go to the lower time frame, cuh. The lowest I like taking is 30 second. 30 second is pretty nice, honestly. Very, very underrated. Well, for the people that trade like me, definitely not underrated. Y'all like taking 30 seconds. Strong close. Boom. Also, another thing is I didn't lose a lot in the trade. I lost like 170 because I got out early. Is that just like you had that strong feeling, that discretion, you know? So I got out like maybe around right here. Lost like 170, and then I got into this trade 1 to 3. This could have made 700. I've never took this first trade, but it's all good. Nothing to really be too mad about. And I honestly wanted to target a little higher, but like just because of this like built up LR, and it's just, you know, it was a clear draw. There's a 5-minute right here. I didn't really care too much of it, so I decided to target a little higher right before this low resistance for a nice 1 to 3. We got that 30 second, broke even at this swing high, and that was that. Now let's go over Wednesday. Took a continuation short. That's what I lost on this day. It wasn't that bad of a trade, but we'll see what happened. So going into this day, I think I was leaning more bullish, but obviously, like, just depending what we got. Like, sometimes you gotta have a neutral bias. You know, can't be married too much to your bias. We did take out these highs. We started displacing past this low. I was like maybe looking for longs, waiting for a good structure. Wasn't getting anything, so I was like, okay, I'm probably gonna wait for this 15 to get tapped into, which we did tap into, and we never got a clean inversion. But then I was like, okay, maybe we reverse off of the equilibrium point and keep continuing, because these lows were intact, and I believe we already closed below that 15. Dude, we have a 1 hour. Yeah, we didn't fully close over the 1 hour, but at the time, like, we were already, like, you know, at the time this 1 hour hadn't closed, and I just honestly thought, like, we could have ended up going lower later on, or next day. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't that bad of a trade. The only thing I hate about it is it was a little bit later in the day, so that means lower probability. Dipped into equilibrium. Initially looking for maybe, yeah, that 15-minute initial tap was around this level. Look for an inversion, never got it. We kept going higher and higher. Took 5 minutes or 10 minutes to inversion. Not bad, good strong close. But it's the fact that we had this other 5 minutes. So chances are, like, maybe we, like, for next time, if it's a little later in the day, we open up a 5 minute like this. Probably wait for the next 5 minutes and see if we get a clean inversion off of that level. Then we can keep continuing. Because literally, I got stopped out instantly. Not instantly, but like fast. I was like, man, like, good thing about this trade, I didn't risk my full 350. I risked 266 on it. like almost $100 less. I could have seen this boom candle and I was like, damn, that does not look good. Let's just like wait, see if we get something. Nope, 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 nope. Then I would have been out of the trade. I think my friend was gonna take this too, but he actually waited on the 5 minute. So he did even better than I did. He went 3-0. I went 3-1 on this week. So yeah, yeah. I believe also he didn't take a trade on Monday, and I got break even on Thursday, and he won on Thursday. So shout out to Ija. Yeah, Wednesday, very, very uneventful. I was like, man, a little bit upsetting, but it is what it is. It happens. You don't win all of them. You win some, you lose some, but the goal is to win more and lose, and then learn from your mistakes. So going into this day, I was initially pretty bearish. Reason being, you're probably saying, "Whoa, there's no 1 hour next to us. There's no 50." Brother, we got a 30-minute next to us. But I didn't really I had a kind of actually I'm lying. I had a neutral bias just because I was like, we could just place passes, we could inverse this, and then me continue higher, target more levels. We'll just see what we get. I believe. Yeah, no, we didn't. Yeah, we took him out on both pairs. And oh shit, my bad. Yeah, we did not take it. We took that was previous day. We had a 30-minute, and I was like, all right, we'll have all this low resistance just built up, generated liquidity. We have no other 1 hours left of us, so it's honestly a coin flip. So I'm trying to play with internal price. You know what I mean? But internal price is honestly giving me more. I don't know. I'm leaning more bearish just because of this low resistance, just because it's 30-minute. So I gotta wait for market open, see what it gives us, and we had like a lower time frame SMT. So as you can see, oh shoot, why isn't this going? Okay, you see how we have an SMT with these highs right here. Boom, we took out these highs. I was like, oh, okay, got an SMT, took out that high. We on that 30-minute. Is there anything really telling us that we're bearish? We have this 5 minutes, so perfect point. Like that's the highest point I want to see price get to. If not, I don't want to take anything. We had a clean, little. I think we had a. Initially, I took a 15-second. I never take 15 seconds. I felt a little weird about it. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to take this, but it was a very clean close. I was like, boom, I got into it. Never would have gotten stopped out. I think it wicked me out for. I got to my break even point pretty fast, and I realized like, oh shit, that already went to my break even point. I should have honestly never gotten out of this trade. So I was in drawdown, so I was like, I'm just gonna get out for a small loss. Like I'm gonna just follow what would have happened, which I missed. Realistically, should have been break even on that trade. But then I was like, all right, cool, whatever. And then we had another internal SMT that was holding us. I was like, ooh. Because you can see that high and then that high, boom, boom. We had an SMT that was holding. So this is a protected high. We had a 30-second clean inversion. I believe I took it. Broke even right here. Boom, wigged me out for break even. I was like, wait, why did I go break even? This makes no sense. All this is really high generated built up LR. The only place I should be breaking even is right here at this low. And then like targeting like another key level, like maybe a 15 or a 1 hour below us. I'm not too sure what was below us, but something that makes more sense. So I re-entered for like some other like maybe like down here, and I put my like stop loss like right here. Entered like for like maybe like $112, 120, so nothing crazy. And I hit for like a 1-to-1. I was like, all right, well at least I'm break even. That was my goal, at least getting back to break even if it made sense. And it made sense to get re-entered into this trade, which was the 30-second time frame. So a lot of people didn't really take this one, but I mean, to me, it seemed kind of obvious. But just my execution on this day was a little iffy. For initially, we had a weird candle, boom, clean candle close right here. Only if it had just no other structure, if we didn't have this SMT, I probably wouldn't have re-entered onto this. But it's the fact that we had the SMT, LR right below us, like this is such an obvious like bearish day. And then this day, initially, I wanted to take, later on, I wanted to take continuation shorts, 15-minute tap. We never, I think we had a 15-minute tap, yeah. We never got anything clean off of this, though. We never got an inversion. We just ended up dumping. And no clean retracements. That was the only trade I could take. Break even day, all good. And then Now that we go to Friday the 13th. Ooh, funny. Okay. So initially on this day, we're already on the lowest 4 hour of this whole range. So I was like, we've been on this little range, we've been on this little zone. There's a chance we might reject off of this area. So let's see what internal price wants. Obviously, 1 hour right here. We have another 1 hour right here, 1 hour right here. But at this point, if we're going displacing past to those 1 hours, chances are we're probably bearish because we're displacing past a 4 hour. If that makes sense. Higher time frame most of the time holds higher power, but you also got to play with internal price action. It's a lot, Also, sometimes that doesn't even matter. We have news, Trump speaking, Jerome Powell. Sometimes you just throw all that out of the window. It doesn't matter. So initially, we took a dump, and look, we swept out, these lows. I was like, all right. I was maybe thinking of taking shorts if we displace past this 4 hour and close, and maybe getting like a continuation 5-15 or something, but nothing was telling me that. Boom, swept out that low. Boom. We also had these fives right here, but I didn't really care about them too much. And then we had this clean, beautiful 1 minute inversion. Dude, initially on Top Step, it got me into, for some reason, because I was split screen, it got me on ES, so I was like, what the hell? I got in initially, like, right here. I was like, that's stupid. Why am I on ES? I entered into two cons just because we very volatile. I had to have a big stop. So, entered into two cons right here. Got out real quick on ES. And re-entered on NQ. Boom, that was my entry. I was like, okay, not too bad of an entry. Good break-even point right here, this high. And then targeting the sweep of this data high, which actually low-key, now that I think about it, I could have sworn, was it a 1 to 1.5? It was like right here. It was definitely not higher than that. It was like right here, I'd say. So hit for a 1 to 1.5, and then ending in the week with $1,182, damn near $1,200. Monday, 14.14 or 4.14. Tuesday, 5.10. Wednesday, minus 266. Thursday, break even. And then Friday, 523, which is the highest day this week. I know only 102 cons. Very volatile day. Very obvious. The draw on liquidity for the day was definitely this 4 hour up here, which we ended up tagging. I think it was the 4. That was the last place that we got to. Yeah, we ended up tapping this 4 hour. Now we're kind of like slowly going down. And we'll see what Tuesday gives us. I believe Monday's a bank holiday, so I'm probably not going to trade. Not the most volatile, not the most best of price conditions, and whatnot. But yeah, nothing too crazy. Yeah, let's just keep this momentum going, and stay disciplined, and let's get this, let's get this funded, and let's do this. I owe it to all the people that believe in me, and yeah, don't put too much pressure. Follow your rules. Stay disciplined, and everything's gonna come to you. I believe in you. I'll see you later.